you. Are you dumb?
I'm getting smarter just thinking about it. Politics, sports, your mama, whatever. The Smartest Dumb People podcast cover everything. With Anthony That Dude Johnson, special guest, you about to learn everything you need to know about everything you need to know. Man, I even had to buy a new pair of glasses after watching the show. So yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all do it on Facebook, Instagram. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. So stop wasting your time watching other podcasts.
Yo, what's up? At the hottest podcast in the city, the smartest dumb people. I'm here with my nigga, That Dude Johnson. You know what I'm saying? We go way back like 4 flats on the Cadillac. Y'all tune in every week or every time. Hit the like button, subscribe, do what you're supposed to do. Like, comment, share, tell your people about it. Y'all know what it is? It's the smartest dumb people.
See, man, when you get that type of money, he clearly sleeping with other people. So, like, this is a story.
This is the best podcast in the city.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'm not pandering.
You know what I'm saying? And they take vocals and, scripting it. That's how I'm living on 2 bucks. You're a real hustler, huh? That's pretty neat. Into it.
But I also met
They know she likes to go outside, play soccer by herself. We have make sure I want to change it like Snoop Dogg. He's an icon in all facets of life.
Biggest icon
in the world. But
I feel like they cheat stupid. They gonna get caught. Yeah, they cheat with their dick like we cheat with our mind. I feel like women.
No more. But before I let you explain that, I want to show a little clip of a little monster.
I'm on Pandora, YouTube. I'm on
Students and everybody. Carl. I'm trying to find.
It is what it is. Finally, we bring it to right account.
There's 2 cats. No, you can hustle in many ways. There's 2 cats in high school.
This is the coldest fucking thing that's going on. Wall. These the realest niggas out there.
You already know.
Like for real, like this.
God, I go off the mentality of the woman, and I know if I know my woman. Smart dummy. Let's go. Welcome. This is the Smartest Dumb People, and I'm the host, Anthony That Dude Johnson. And always, there's gonna be someone at the table with me. Today we got Big Shay in the building. Borrow T, located out in Colorado. How you doing today, Because?
I'm cooling, you know.
How's everybody? Let's start there, because my day has been a little weird. But Shay, how your week been?
Oh God, it's back to school for me. So I'm working, taking my lunch break from work to go to school, going back to work. I'm tired.
How the fuck you doing all that? And plus being a mom.
And hitting the gym. I still ain't missed no gym time either.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't know, probably crying my way through it or something.
Carl, how's your week been? How your week starting off? Say.
You know, hey, so far so good. Really can't complain. You know what I'm saying? I actually won a pair of sneakers that I've been trying to get, and I'm cool with that.
You mean you won a raffle to where you got to buy them?
Nah. I didn't really win them. How I actually won them is that the individual that had the shoes, I was following the guy, is Devin Booker. You know Devin Booker that plays for Phoenix. He got an old school car collection, and he had some shoes that came out with Nike and Chevrolet. And I was trying to get them mugs before, because he came out with them last year with the Book Ones. The Book Twos, he came out with them again with a different hologram on the shoe. So I wanted that mug real bad, and I actually won it. But they ain't even out yet. They don't come out till September 10th. They were supposed to come out the 26th, but I ended up getting them because Devin Booker from Detroit, and he was standing in front of a shoe store in front of Detroit, and I seen the shoe store, and I went online and Googled them, and I was able to grab them joints, and I thought that was very slick of me. So I want to salute myself for getting them. For sure.
I thought that was very slick of me.
For me, my eye been today because I got a style. Like, I get these styles. I don't know, man. I wish I need to go fucking see a doctor that could tell me why I get them so much. But I had surgery like 5 times to where they have to flip my eyelid, cut it open. And I don't know why I get fucking styles. I was telling somebody the other day, like, everybody.
You know why?
Why?
Because you be crying. It's a tear duct. Tear ducts get clogged.
I thought they said you get a style from lying.
I don't be lying to nobody.
I didn't say that. Shay said that. I ain't say that. Shay said that.
But before we start the show, since Shay ain't gonna keep it real about her week, It's only right. We discussed Shay been outside. She been acting fast. Let me show you this. She don't even know we got this. We got to look at Shay. What is this? What is this? Shay is outside. I said, ever since you got that new body, you been acting real fast.
I am a bomb mother first, a good woman second, and a bad bitch immediately after.
Okay, y'all see that? Fellas, she is single. She is single. She is single. So hit that line. What's your parent handle? She ain't giving it. She ain't giving it out. You can find her. Ain't hard. She's on the Smartest Dumb People page. Just find her on the Smartest Dumb People. All right, so let's get to the show, man. We got a lot to talk about. We missed last week. I missed work that Sunday. So what happened with me? I went to work, but I was hungover and tired than a motherfucker. And I went home. I said I can't do it. I shouldn't. My boss said I shouldn't even have a job because I walked off the job. But I was like, I didn't walk off the job. I wasn't about to help customers drunk and fucking hungover. I wasn't doing that shit. So it's been a hectic week for me. That was last week. So I finally got my feet underneath me and we back to doing the show. So we apologize to anybody we didn't do the show last week for because so many people hit me up, like Frank and people hit me up. And yeah, I just had shit going on. Life been lifing. But we back at it. Let's get straight to it, man. It's only right. I think both videos is correlated, kind of, Carl. The video you sent me about the young lady speaking on the street shit, and then the video of Ali. I think it's only right we talk about the Ali and Marlon video first. All right? So then we have that conversation about what the young lady said. You have a opinion, Shay. I don't think.
Police. We can all be gangsters. Right, yeah. I watch niggas do nigga shit my whole life.
My whole life. I think people think we didn't, though. For some reason, we grew up. I'm from the north side of St. Louis, and you feel like I didn't see them? I didn't skip over this?
When you grow up in the bricks, you know what it is. I know niggas in Rikers serving life that I grew up with. I used to play in the playgrounds with.
To this day, talk to them when they first come home. They might hit me up on social media. You know, what's up? How y'all been, man? You say, oh, man, you turned out cool, man. You turned out good, bro. I got brothers getting home from when we was 7. I'm 54. I got homeboys that's just getting home from when we was 17. That's crazy.
I just chose not to go to that park with them. I went somewhere else.
I just chose to go somewhere else. I just chose to continue to play football. I just continue to play basketball. I just continue to play baseball when we all played baseball as kids. I went to prom. They went to hang out. I went to the gym when they went to smoke. I went to class when they stayed up all night. I got up early when they was outside late.
I chose to do other things. My mother was like, street lights come on, bring your black ass upstairs. My dad was like, I was more afraid of my dad's bell than anything. So that kept me out of trouble.
I was more afraid of my father than anything, than the police, than the judge, than God. So what I'm noticing that, after this situation right here, it really hit me. It's the ones that was raised with fathers versus the ones that wasn't. We were held accountable. If you was raised with a father, it was no complaining. Y'all gonna think we gonna grow up and let y'all talk us out of these morals and these ethics that we was raised on? We gonna grow up and let y'all call us Sambo or Coon or Uncle Tom? Y'all gonna call us names until we stop being accountable for our actions? Get the fuck out of here.
When you young black men without fathers get into a lot more trouble. But a mother is different than a father. A father will strike fear in your ass.
I hope you see it in my face. My father come before all you fuck niggas. Are you a this, you a that? No, I'm a man. My wife in there right now. My kids in there right now. Complain like a bitch. You a bitch. You complain. You whine. I couldn't do that. My father didn't allow me to get in the car and complain about the referee. Shut up, chump. Everybody got bad calls. Some punks. And you raising a bunch of punks. Man, they don't like us. I don't give a fuck what they like. Man, fuck, man, you niggas is clowns.
I mean, he was a little hostile. He was a little aggressive. But I think it's a topic for us to have because so many people don't understand. A lot of us grew up in the same environments as these vicious people. Not vicious people, I don't mean it that way, but people that made wrong choices. Yeah, circumstantial. Mm-hmm. And we had, this is giving me goosebumps. We had, years ago, we discussed, can people be dealt a bad hand? But for me, I can only speak for myself. I feel like I had the same choices that everybody else had too. And I made a lot of the wrong choices. I want to be clear when I say this. I'm not better than nobody. Because when I was in a a poverty-stricken community to where drugs was the only option, I was selling drugs. I just didn't get caught. So, but I'm very blessed at the same time. I do believe that some people are stuck in situations to where they made the wrong choices. I'm just saying I made the wrong choices too. But like Ali said, I made a lot of right choices in life too. I didn't just sit at the corner store and hustle and get drunk all day. I went to work. I went to school. I played basketball. I did things. Carl, what do you think about the video?
I think he was spot on. I think, you know, some of us grew up with dads and some of us had to jump off the porch early due to the circumstances. I think you had young men that jumped off the porch early because I knew individuals that jumped off the porch and hustled and took care of the whole family. You know what I mean?
I just felt what you were saying. Go ahead, Carl. I'm sorry.
I said that I respect people that take initiative that didn't have a dad, they had to jump off the porch and take care of the whole family. So I feel it's a gift and a curse with certain individuals. I think sometimes people that didn't have a dad was forced to take care of their whole family, and unfortunately they got jammed up in them circumstances. I don't think it really necessarily mean that they was bad people, and I don't think the guy was saying that they was bad people. I just think that, like you said, we dealt a certain kind of hand. Some people took lemons and made lemonade, and I'd be impressed with my partners that I knew uh messed up home style. Home life. You know what I mean? Mother was on drugs or whatever it may have been. Dad wasn't there. Whatever it may have, whatever it would have been. That I just have a different respect for people that been through the struggle. But with that being said, you can have a dad and still choose the wrong route. So I guess we all have decisions to make.
Shay, what's your opinion?
It's hard for me to talk about that because I'm not a man and a man's experience is a man's experience. But I do think
not as a man, as a person that grew up.
No. I mean, like what I'm getting ready to say is I do think that it's important to recognize that we always talk about like a fatherless daughter and like the way that she may turn out, but to see a man talk about how having a father actually made a difference in a man's life and how it actually put him on the right path to have his dad there, regardless if he was scared of the consequences of his dad being mad or whatever. But I think it's important for us to note that fathers are needed for sons and daughters because we talk so much about the daddy's girl whatever, but if your dad being around could put you on the right path versus you making like decisions that could land you in jail or could mess up your future forever, I think that's worth mentioning.
Well, I will say this. I grew up with a father, and me and Carl talk about it all the time. My dad is a great man, and without my dad, I do have structure because of my dad. I watch my mom and my dad get up and go to work every day. That's how I'm able to do it. Then I also watch my wife, my girlfriend at the time, she would do it. So structure is important. Men do strike fear in kids. I will say this. My daddy used to fucking whoop my ass. Mm-hmm. It definitely was child abuse, but it wasn't abuse in his head. Mm-hmm. He was just, you ain't going to be this way, so I'm going to fuck you up. If they used to have me on curfew. And if I was late from curfew, my dad would whoop my ass. My dad had me taking now that I think about it and saying this shit out loud, it's probably why I'm so fucked up when it comes to like, I have to have a routine. Mm-hmm. My dad will come home, you ain't take the trash out. Go in the room, you know what time it is. And I'm 13, 14 years old. And if I didn't do the things that my dad told me to do, there was consequences, like he was saying. There were consequences to my actions. Mm-hmm. So it's no different than me saying, hey, man, if I go rob this store, there's consequences to this. Mm-hmm. I could wind up in jail behind this shit. And it definitely helped me become a better man, having a father. But like I said, I also watched Carl. You grew up without a father, but you turned out just like me. I feel like
well, to be honest with you, I had certain people in my life. I had my auntie Alice, which is Ricky, which is her husband at the time, I had my auntie Jay, which is your mother, and I had Big Anthony at the time, which these were positive men in my life that really wasn't moving in the streets or nothing like that. They was doing manly shit like 9 to 5s, coming home, taking care of the family, holding. So I had a good example. It's important to have a good example. You could have a father figure and he just be negative and doing whatever or running the streets or whatever, and you could influence your kids in the wrong way. It's important to have positive role models as people that you look up to and admire, you know what I mean? And that's what I can say about your dad. Due to the fact that he was strict, he was also fun, he was also family oriented, and he was also very loving and caring too. So I think it's very important to have a father in the household. Very important.
Well, I want to say
Very.
shout out to you for giving my dad that just due.
Yeah, I rock with Big Anthony.
I know, and he love you too. But I will say this, man. When I didn't know it until the older I got, how good of a father I had. Because let's be honest, I'm actually experiencing something like that right now with my kids. When I left, I had goals. So my dad left when I was 13 years old, and my mom made me live with my dad. But my dad, to me, he was just too much. He was like a drill sergeant. So what my dumb ass did was, I'll never forget it. I wasn't supposed to go to basketball practice. I went to basketball practice because I was on punishment. I didn't make it home before he got home, which was a no-no. And I was like, I'm not going back in there. I didn't take the trash out. He gonna definitely whip my ass. I ran away, went back to my mom's house. My mom lived far from him at the time too. I ran away, went back to my mom's house. My dad, all I remember is I'm at my mom's house and my dad knocks on the door and he said, "You thought you was gonna get the fuck away from me?" And then he pulled out his belt like a goddamn sword. Like a sword.
Pulled that bitch out like he was D'Artagnan, like he was Zorro.
Like what he said, literally. And he put my ass, and then he was like, "You ain't getting away from me with this ass with him, but you can't stay with me now. Now that you're showing me that you are capable of running away when I'm trying to help you change your life and give you a man in your life and give you some structure." He wouldn't let me live back with him, which I understood. Cool, I didn't want to live with your crazy ass anyway at the time, you know. And
were you living with him because you were getting in trouble before that?
Yeah, I was bad. This is one thing. This is one thing that I wish people would understand. Me and Carl had this conversation because, like, my aunties be mad at me over how I treated my mom when I was a kid. I'm telling you, I, as an adult that changed his life and trying to be a better person every day, I'm mad at how I treated my mom because I was so bad. I was just a project baby. I don't know how to explain it no other way. My mama made me fight people. My mama. I was never a coward. I couldn't run from friends. My mom would make me go fight them. My mom was a good mom, but I also was in the projects, and all of them motherfuckers was bad. All of us was. So,
Well, hey, when you was in the projects, you was gonna get hit in the mouth on the playground for sure. It ain't no doubt about it. But I think that's what brings character though, too, at the same time.
My mom was the same way. You know, we moved around a lot. So like when I was living in St. Louis and stuff, we first moved there. She told me like they gonna try you. You mixed.
Oh, you was fighting. You light skinned too?
Yeah.
Good hair? Yeah. You was fighting.
They gonna try you. So
she ain't fighting. She ain't fighting.
This dude.
I trying to sit pretty all day.
Yes. Nowadays I sit pretty. I don't fight. You're going to jail. But
I'm on the authorities.
I'm not doing all that. You're going to jail, sis.
Yeah.
But no, my mom, that's just part of the environment that you grow up in. Like, you have to fight because if you don't, you're going to get bullied. You're going to get picked on. I feel like a lot of the reason why our kids in their generation always holler and bully this, bully that, because they don't stand up for themselves.
And you know what's crazy is this is going to be a great segue for our next topic because I try to tell people the same things that I learned in the street. This is where this lady is going to break this down too. The same methods that I learned in the streets from how there's a middleman. That to me, the middleman is the boss. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the owner. Everything I do strategically now, I took to the corporate world. And I'm talking about from selling drugs to how you play with women, how you know. Let's watch the clip and we'll have that conversation. But Carl sent me this. I think this is a dope topic to have because it's talking about.
Shout out to Slither.
Yeah.
I got that from Slither.
Okay. Let's watch the clip. We'll be right back with y'all.
Street intelligence is knowing who got the gun, who got the money, who will fold under pressure, who really runs shit, and knowing the loudest one usually don't. That's intelligence. And don't get it fucked up. That is intelligence. You learned how to read body language before you even heard the word psychology. And you understood power dynamics before you knew what the fuck a power dynamic was. You learned risk assessment on the porch, conflict resolution on the corner, pattern recognition from watching who went to jail, who got killed, who switched sides. The streets will make you smart because when mistakes come with real consequences, you learn real fucking fast. The problem is, you can outgrow the environment and still carry its laws. And the trenches teach you how to survive the trenches. They don't necessarily teach you how to scale for success. And those are two completely different environments. Because eventually, you might get the opportunity to walk into a different life. And the same characteristics that protected you there might sabotage you here. In that environment, being suspicious might keep you alive. But in business, refusing to trust anybody means that you can't build a team. In that world, disrespect requires immediate action. In the real world, sometimes the most powerful response is strategy, patience, and letting somebody hang themselves with their own paperwork. Different battlefield, different weapons. And that's why getting out physically ain't enough. You got to get out psychologically. You got to take the intelligence the streets gave you and transmute that shit. Your ability to read people, that's emotional intelligence now. Your ability to make something out of nothing, that's entrepreneurship. Your ability to move people and organize shit, that's leadership. Your ability to recognize threats, risk management. Your hustle, discipline once you give it direction. Your reputation, turn that shit into credibility. Your connections, turn them into a network. Your money, stop making it just flip and learn how to make it grow. You don't have to become somebody completely different. You got to become a more developed version of who you already are. Because street smart and life literate gonna make you fucking dangerous. Being a street nigga gotta mean more than just surviving. Build something, own something, learn something, teach somebody behind you how to skip a few of the scars that you had to earn your wisdom through. The ultimate flex ain't proving that you can survive the streets. You already did that. The flex is taking everything that they taught you and discipline it, redirect it, build with it, create a life where your children don't need the same survival skills that you did.
Man, that was a deep.
That was dope.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's only right we start with you. What do you think
I
about
think that
converting over your street mentality into the corporate world?
I think it's a very difficult challenge when you try to do that. It's even when it even happens to me when I try to be like a social media personality. It's really difficult for me because I was taught how to carry myself a certain kind of way. I see people post stuff that we would never even discuss out loud. You understand what I'm saying? People literally post this stuff with a narrative. You know what I mean? I don't know how to do that because I'm still in the street mode and I'm still discreet on how I move when it comes to certain things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning how to I'm learning how to transition that over. But I did have I ain't gonna lie, I stopped hustling shit a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I mean, I was shaking and baking here and there, you know what I'm saying? Not to get myself jammed up or nothing like that, which we good. But what I'm saying is that I'm learning but it's such a progress. It's such a process that I'm still in the process of learning how to move in a professional manner when I'm in a professional setting. You know what I mean? Obviously I know how to speak and discuss certain things, but as far as the streets and being in a professional, like she said, you start from the beginning, and it's a difficult task. You got to work your way up. But you got all the abilities to be successful when it comes to the professional world because you got it from the streets. That's why you don't need books like the 48 Laws of Power and things like that, because it's already instilled in you because you learned those type of laws when you was in the third grade, the second grade, the first grade, because people you had to deal with. There was a lot of manipulation going on when you grew up in the projects or you grew up in poverty-stricken areas. You know what I'm saying? So you learn a lot real fast when you in those type of circumstances.
You spot on. I will say this. I tell people all the time. If I could be loyal to a plug that I was making $1,000 a week, why can't I do that at a job? And I said the difference is the risk and the reward. The reward at a company that you work for, if you come to work every day, you show up, you do your job the right way, you can get a promotion. There is no promotion in the streets. I mean, you might meet a connect and move up that way, but there
No,
is.
it's a promotion. It's a promotion financially. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, so for me also, I want to say, like I said, I always did the math. Now I did the math on a lot of shit people was doing. I look at my homeboy, he'll hustle. I'm like, this nigga got $800. You could have made that going to work. You know what I'm saying? You literally risking 7, 8 years of your life for $800 a week. You know what I'm saying?
A week or a day?
A week. Well,
Oh,
we get what you was on, but I'm saying,
no, I'm not. No, that's bad math.
yeah.
That's bad math. That's all I'm saying. That $800 a week. That sounds like a job. Sound like a 9 to 5 to me.
So that part. So and then I learned that I had tools that I didn't even know I had. Right. I played point guard my whole life. I've always been a leader. I've always stepped in the room, and 9 times out of 10, I'm getting not the attention, but I know how to direct shit. So I'm struggling with this right now. The job I'm currently at, I'm working around people. I love my crew. I love my staff that I work with, but they don't understand. Like, I've done this for so long. I'm not telling you some shit just to prove to you I'm right. As a leader, I can only speak for myself. As a leader, I only suggest shit that I know is right. And this ain't the ego in me. This ain't the cockiness in me. This is, if I see somebody doing something they ain't supposed to do, I'm like, you might not want to do that. But they'll look at you like, motherfucker, you just a staff. You just a staff. And I'm like, I don't think you understand. Because if I was the boss, which I've been the boss, I would have fired your ass. So I converted over my leadership skills from playing sports and basketball and shit like that. I was the quarterback, the running back, the point guard. Those are all leadership skills. I mean, those are all leader roles. What's your opinion, Shay?
I think you both kind of already hit everything. It is a challenge because even like not necessarily like I was in the streets, but just growing up, like in the hood in general, and then switching over to a professional atmosphere, it's a completely different world. Like there are certain things that they say and do. I've been at tables with people who don't look like me, and they're telling each other, "Shut the fuck up," situations like that, and I'm like, "This would never fly." Like this would never fly. So it's just a completely different world when you step into it, and you have to figure out a way to like take the things that you've learned and apply them in a positive manner so that you can advance. But it is like the culture is so different. It's hard for me to really put it into words because the culture is so different. But I feel like corporate America is just as bad as
they vicious. But you're 100% right. But I tell people like this: if I could sit around amongst killers, my best friend went to jail for murder, got life in jail. My best friend, motherfucker, my password, everything. If you know him, you know my password. But anyway, back to what I was saying. If I can sit around killers and real motherfuckers that will break your neck, you telling me I can't sit across the table from the little bitty ass midget Becky and have a conversation about the conference call that we just had to take? So I kind of like always trick myself. You've been through worse. You've been through worse. You've been in rooms because what the corporate world will do to you as a black person, make you feel like you don't belong in this room.
Absolutely.
And I felt the same way in the streets. I was a nice guy. At one point in time in the streets, I felt like I was the kid that everybody was like, "Oh man, you a sucker, you ain't gonna do nothing, man." And then they had to fight me, and they see that I could fight, or whatever the case may be. I always was a nice guy, but I belonged. I learned that you got to be who you are, and when you really living in your true self, that's when you become your own superhero. Me and Carl keep having these conversations. I was telling Carl about my relationship status, right? And I was telling him, and not to bring it up, but I was telling him, like, I don't want to do nothing wrong. I don't want to be a cheater. I don't want to be a conniving motherfucker. I don't want to use women. Everything I do is with purpose. I just want to live my life righteously. The only thing I do not do righteously at this moment, I can't even say on camera because it ain't bad, but the government will come for my ass immediately. Okay. So I don't pay taxes.
Why would you?
What?
Why would you?
This man, IRS gonna come holler at you. This nigga got a business. Boy, you shouldn't even be admitting that. You shouldn't even be saying, "Hey, dude, this is when the streets should be kicking in." No, Shay, this is when the streets should be kicking in. You should know what to say and what not to say. You in a professional setting, you should not be saying things like that.
That's what it is. Fuck, y'all both look so disappointed. Carl,
We are disgusted in you.
I pay taxes. I was joking. That was a joke.
No, but you know what's funny, dude? What the girl said is she said that what the streets give you is that it makes you suspicious of everybody, which that's not really cool when you're in the business world because you accuse people, you make speculations about individuals. I think that's my weakness when I translate it from the streets to the business world, I think everybody was running a play. So it just made me suspicious of everybody. And I really didn't trust people. And to be honest with you, I had a lot of,
I feel
when I
like
was supervisor, huh?
You said what now?
I said, but knowing what I know about the corporate world, I feel like most of those people are running plays. Like they may not
They
do
are.
in such a like I guess
Obvious way.
yeah, but they yeah, absolutely. I've seen people come in a VP position and flip the entire department upside down so that it benefits them, their people, and their family, and then leave the entire department in shambles. That's no different from somebody taking your territory when you're in the streets.
Yeah, facts.
And then taking, food out your kids' mouth and money out your pocket. It's no different. I've seen it's the same, but it's different. Like the culture is different, but
What?
those are the same.
Well,
I think it's a little bit more finesse in the corporate world. I think it's a little bit more finesse as opposed to
because they can put it
aggression.
on
When
paper.
you in the streets, it's more aggression as opposed to finesse.
I
I
will
think
say this. Go ahead, cuz. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you have to have the ability to be a finesser. As far as when you in the corporate world, you have to. I don't even want to say finesse. I just think you should know your shit, honestly. To be real with you, I don't want to say finesse because you don't want to mislead nobody to think that you're something that you're not in the
Yes.
professional world or the streets.
That's
So I recommend that you, you be honest with who you are. Period. For
I
you,
think,
you know what I mean?
and I'm telling y'all, I think the last 2 years of turmoil that I went through, I tell people all the time, I don't have a lying bone in my body anymore. I watch the person I love lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to lie about shit. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. Like, the other day at work, I said, I don't want to talk behind somebody's back. Let's bring them in here and let's have a conversation. I don't have it in me to be fake. I had to be fake to people that I don't even like. So now that I like these people that I'm around, I'm like, hey, let's just have a sit down. It ain't gotta be, ain't nobody gotta square up. What's your problem with this person and what's your problem with this person? Okay, did we hash it out? Are we all on the same page? And I did that when I was running shit at Hands of Heartland. That's how I handled things. I didn't do the gossiping. I told my team I wanted us to be a family because there's going to be a time to where we might do some shit that's not approved. Yeah. But if we all on the same page as a family on some mob tie shit, we might be able to pull these strings. But we got to make sure that, all right, such and such is taking such and such to her son's basketball game. For example, this is when I was a boss. And I was like, well, let everybody know. So when corporate calls, you let us know the individual want to go. We got it approved. That's how I move. Like I said, I don't lie. I create environments to where it's a safe space to be real and we figure it out as a team. That is just the point guard. You call it running plays, I call it being a point guard. When I'm telling somebody to do something, it's because, you know how the point guard bring the ball down, he like, screen, what's the
No, hey, dude. With that being said, I remember one time I was a supervisor. I was trying to be professional with this individual, and he was acting so nonchalant, and he was acting like passive aggressive. So he was acting like, yeah, you ain't gonna do nothing. Like he was acting like slick to me. I ain't gonna lie. I challenged the nigga to a fight. I said, hey, my nigga, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm a hood nigga. Nigga. I challenged the nigga to a fight. I said, hey, my nigga, we gonna go have a fade, nigga. We ain't gotta even listen. We ain't gotta do no write-ups. We ain't gotta do none of that. We gonna go box, nigga, and we gonna settle it like that for real. He was acting so passive aggressive towards me. It was offending me, dog. I told that nigga, I said, oh my mama, I beat the dog shit out of you, my nigga. Right here in this office.
When I was a manager at Sonic, a girl pulled up to fight one of the girls. I was like, take your name tag off and your apron. Go out there and do your shit.
Go do it. Go ahead of that shit. Hey, sometimes street shit is necessary. Sometimes that shit is necessary, for real.
And you know, and as we say that, I have to be honest. I love being able to say, "Oh, my mom, I will fuck you up." Like,
oh my mom,
no,
dude, you be professional. Then next thing you know, you go bipolar on the ass. You be like, "Hey, dog, for real, you don't know who you talking to. You better check my motherfucking report card, nigga."
No, I've been in situations like I said, like the environment, and again.
No, I'm a sweetheart now, though. Let's be clear.
I'm a sweetheart too, but I still slap the shit out of a motherfucker. I tell people all the time, I play I played Bruce Banner. I literally played a role. I've said it on the show a million times. I played a role of I'm gonna be sweet, kind, polite, respectful. I'm giving you every option to not use your ego as a reason.
Well, we're black men. We don't want to have conflict because usually with black men, when you have conflict, it ends in death. So we always gonna be smart about how we handle certain conflict until it's to the point where we got to put our hands on each other. I think a fist fight is always gonna end it in a gunfight anyway. That's what I think.
I mean,
Period. That's why I don't even want to have
but
a
I
fist
also
fight
feel like
because it ain't like a friendly fade. You
but
can't get a friendly fade.
but I'm saying that I feel like I'm at the point where I could take a motherfucker in the backyard and we just squabble it out and keep it moving. You
Yeah,
know,
and that nigga be at your door tomorrow. Be at your door tomorrow. It depends on how the fight go. You know what I mean? I might be at his door. He might whoop me. I'm gonna be at that nigga door. So that's that's just what it is. That's why I'm trying to avoid any
all right.
fisticuffs or any of that shit.
So it's only right we segue into this Kevin Hart video where he basically is saying like some people ain't meant to go. And the people that's meant to be in your life. This is a positive post, by the way, because we just had a conversation about two hood videos, and I want to talk about the
But those were
positivity.
positive conversations too.
Yeah, for sure. But I want to talk about the positivity of like growth and everybody can go. Let's watch the video. We'll be right back with y'all.
Before you get to the right people, you run through wrong people. And with wrong people, you can go like, they're wrong, they don't work. I gotta get somebody else. Or you can grow with people. I'm a believer of the grow. Along that journey of grow, some people won't make it. You can be patient and you can want the best for some, but they might not want the same for themselves. So because of that, the fall off presents itself to be a little more consistent than what it should be.
All right, so that's the actual clip. And I'll be the first to say that this is something that I'm learning in life. Everything that's meant for me will be. Even when I lost my job, I lost two jobs. And I sat here and I was depressed and I was drinking too much and I was being weird. My bills wasn't paid. God still found a way. And then I got two jobs that I love that are located right by each other. And like I see the elevation of faith. I had this conversation with Carl the other day. Faith and trust. So I no longer want to do anything that's negative. And like I said, I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be if I see a person driving in the street and I'm like, your tire's low. You might want to put some air in that. Like, everything I do is with intent to understand that what's meant for me, as long as I'm kind to the things and people around me, then it will come back full force. There's so many people out here, and I've also used this a lot lately too because I'm witnessing it in real time. I posted my girlfriend today. A lot of motherfuckers blocked me and deleted me, right? And all I looked at that is they didn't belong in my life. And you're mad that I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? And along the process, you got to understand everybody can't go. Everybody, once hurt people, the term really is if you looking at people in comparison to yourselves and you're not doing better than them, you're going to hurt from doing that alone. And then that turns around to make you hurt other people. Because instead of, I'm going to get too deep. I don't want to get too deep because we only got 10 more minutes. But what do y'all think about growth? Do you think that you're going to lose people along the way?
Absolutely. Everybody can't go. So, they say the four people that you hang around, you're going to become the fifth. I strongly agree with that because energy is transferable. So, I was just having this conversation with one of the girls at the gym. She was telling me, like, she has a friend that, she's super close with. And that the girl that's in the gym is doing certain things to try to elevate her life. And her friend isn't on that. So she's like, oh, I'm just going to keep her around, the party. And I had to explain to her, I said, at some point, even keeping her around in that particular lane, you're going to have to let her go still. Because what's going to happen is one night y'all going to be out partying and you're going to tap. You're going to be like, I can't drink no more. I need to go home. I got finals tomorrow. And she's going to be like, girl, fuck that. Go ahead, hit this shot. You'll be all right. The next thing you know, you're stuck in a test. So you have to be careful and you have to be cognizant about the people who are on the same path as you. Now, I do believe people can grow with you, and I believe you can set the example. So you might do something and your homegirls, homies, friends, whatever might be like, damn, I didn't even know that was obtainable. Let me try.
Facts.
So I think that both things can be true, but there are going to be some people who will be like, why the fuck did you doing that? And you have to let them go because that negative, that little devil on your shoulder is going to get to talking too much. And then you'll start to doubt what you're capable of. People put doubt in your head and then you start to believe it because you hear it constantly. You got to let that go. If they don't see it and cause some people don't see it for themselves. So how the fuck they going to see it for you? Like, some people don't want any more than what they have right now. They don't see themselves as any more than where they're at right now. And sometimes they're still struggling, whether it be mentally, physically, financially. They struggling. They good and they struggle. I had somebody tell me I'm comfortable in my struggle. Well, I'm not, so I can't be friends with you. Because if you're comfortable in your struggle, you're not gonna understand why I'm going so hard to get out of mine.
Yeah.
So we can't be cool.
But I you're right. The term I use for people, I said everybody going through something. Like, don't think my life is perfect because it looks perfect. Everybody's going through something. I never thought in a million years that my kids would tell me the shit they told me recently. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought I was the best dad ever. And then when my kids gave me their opinion on me, I was like, you got to be fucking shitting me. And I learned that your life, everybody's just characters.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm the main character. Yeah.
I'm the main character, but the thing is, look at it like this. Look at I'm trying to think there's a movie and you got LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. Just because Dwayne Wade and LeBron James is friends don't mean that he understands Dwayne Wade's day-to-day life.
Correct.
Like, when you leave here, Shay, you might have to go pick up the babies, change the flat tire, do all these things. I don't know that side of you. You understand what I'm saying? But I learned that people have a life outside of me.
And people are going through shit outside of what they tell you too. So.
What do you think, Carl?
I think as far as me being around people when I'm trying to grow, I want to be around people that inspire me, people that I think is positive, people that I think that could motivate me in a positive manner. I think it's important that I choose um, positive influences to lead me and or help me to become the man that I choose to be. I currently work with an individual, a mentor of mine. He's considered my uncle, and I love our relationship. It's a love hate relationship. You know what I mean? We get into it, but he allows me to express myself. But this man is literally like my boss in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But he's like my uncle too, and he handled it like that. So I can definitely appreciate that with him. But a lot of times he make me mad too. But I see he's so successful. I see why he is successful and how he moves. So, it don't really offend me because it's a lot of respect there. I think in order to um, be around a certain person that's successful, you have to respect that person and you have to have some type of admiration for them. You know what I mean? So it won't get disrespectful because when you get belittled by an individual that you admire, it's very hurtful and it hurts your feelings. You know what I mean? Some people don't know how to handle that, but it's all motivation in a sense. You know what I mean? It just depends on how you handle it.
I don't measure. I never really. I get what you were saying. I don't never really measure people off of their success because, like, I learned that my life, I might reach $1 million at 50 years old. There's motherfuckers that reached $1 million at 17 years old. But I learned along the path of trying to be great. A wise man knows he knows nothing at all. And when I talk to people, I told this young lady the other day, I said, you're not talking to me, you're talking at me. I said, and that analogy for me is, again, a wise man knows he knows nothing at all. When I talk to you, it's let's come to a conclusion. It's never telling you what to do because you still have to be wise enough to make the decision of what you're going to do. I'm at the point in my life to where I listen to everybody's opinion and I dissect it how I want to for my life and what I want to do, and then I go from there. I mean, you was having a conversation, Carl, I think the other day, and I was telling you, like, at one point in time, I felt like you were stubborn as fuck, and there was just certain shit I would never talk
No,
about.
I'm still stubborn too. That's where it comes. That's what come from the streets. Like that's what I said. Like certain behaviors that I got that might be irritated to people. I got it from the streets, and it's a reason behind that. It ain't.
No,
I'm
but I'm
just doing
saying,
it because I'm an asshole.
but then behind that, I see the growth. You don't. Again, same way when I told the young lady she was talking at me. I don't think you're talking at me anymore. I think that you listen and you trying to get like why you feel that way on some therapy shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think, to be honest with you, I think this podcast is very therapeutic. Like I didn't realize the effects it has on me until now, and then I see it affecting Carl. I see Shay got a new body. Like things is happening in our lives. Shay got a whole new body. Like things are happening in our lives the way we
Wait
just.
till I get that stomach done. Boy, y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me shit.
If y'all don't follow Shay on social media, y'all should. She's hilarious. And yeah, like I said, a wise man knows he knows nothing at all. And I also learned that everybody ain't gonna go. And then I was talking to Shay earlier today about the let them go, let them theory. And I'm telling you, that shit is so spot on. And that's what I'm trying to get to. I've been trying to get to it for a while now, but just letting the motherfucker be who they is, and I can still make the decision for myself if I want to fuck with this motherfucker. You know, and the let them go or let them theory is actually very important for your mental health.
Yeah.
Because I think I can control the way another motherfucker think. It ain't happening.
Or how they react.
Or how you
can't. You have to let people do what they want to do. You have to let them think how they want to think. You have to let them prove who they are by just allowing them to be them. You trying to control the narrative because you don't want to get hurt or you want to see this person do certain. Sometimes we see more in somebody than they see in themselves. But you just gotta let them be them. Like
it's like a
their
motherfucker
life.
saying like I'm ugly, right?
No, that's the problem I had with my son. Me and him had a discussion. It's just my expectations is high for him. You know what I mean? But I realize that I can't overreact when he don't live up to the expectations that I might have for him because that might be very offensive to him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning to myself when it comes to my expectations that I might have for friends and family members. You know what I mean? I'm being very careful about that. For real, because I don't want to have too high of an expectation where I alter the relationship that I might want to have with a friend or a family member.
I think you can still have high expectations, but it's not your job to express it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Correct.
It's not your
Correct. But I have a problem with expressing it.
up to your expectations. Like you can express it because sometimes people need to hear positive reinforcement. So you could tell them like, like I thought, I see you in a better light than that. I think you're free to express it, but I don't think it's
Shame.
make them feel like they're failing because they didn't live up to your
your
expectations.
mind's expectations.
Yes.
Your thoughts.
Hey Shay, do you know who Mickey is? Mickey is an old coach that used to coach Rocky Balboa, Rocky movies from '79. It's like 7 of them. I'm sure you
No,
heard of
I
Rocky.
wasn't even born yet.
No, but I'm sure you heard of Rocky
Yes, I've heard.
Balboa. Yeah. Okay. Well, he got a coach. His name Mickey. He'd be like, come on, Rocky, you can do it. You can do it. That's how he motivated him. You know, yeah. You're moving out there. You're moving like a slouch. Like sometimes that's what kind of coach I am. You know what I mean? I'm Mickey. You know what I mean? That's how I coach you. I talk crazy to you. You know what I'm saying? When my son used to play little league football. Oh, mama would not stop talking on that sideline. Hey, it was ridiculous. The ref used to come up to me, be like, hey, you got called. You got pipe down. I'd be like, hey, man, I'm excited, man. This is a beautiful thing to me. I love seeing my son be successful, and I wanted him to know that, and I want to motivate him, and I'm gonna go crazy on the sideline, and I'm gonna talk crazy. That's just what I do.
Hey,
That's
guys.
what I do to motivate.
A topic of the time is like learning to let your kids experience life. Because boy, I'm going through that right now, and I am not having a good time.
No, you're not gonna have a good time because your kids don't believe in what you say. That's what's so hurtful. You're like, son. That's why I had to explain to my son. I had to literally give him a whole rundown. Like, son, do you see me doing this? Do you see this kind of behavior? Do you see this kind of behavior? My son do shit I ain't never done. I'd be like, dog, where you get that from? Where did you get that from?
Hey guys.
That is not. Hey, listen, that's not in the Murphy DNA.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends and Caucasians. You know what's crazy is we didn't even talk about the motherfucking topic.
We didn't.
What?
we didn't hit everything but that
topic.
What's the topic?
Should we
Yeah, let's
5
hit it real
minute
quick.
real quick?
Yeah,
We got 5 minutes, y'all. We got to talk about this real quick. Let's play the clip so they can know what we're talking about, and then we'll get the fuck up out of here. We'll be right
Yeah,
back.
because I don't got a clue.
These kids are leaving high school
Oh,
and going to college, and they couldn't fill in 4 words. 4 words. I literally broke down in the middle of class. This is only day 2. And I have seniors who simply cannot read and seniors who cannot write. They can reason. They have the ability to defend their reasoning if it's talking to their homeboy, but applying that to a written text, 2 paragraphs, and they couldn't do it. Our young black men, our young brown men, our young black girls, and our young brown girls. These kids are leaving high school and going to college, and they couldn't fill in 4 words.
All right, so that's the clip. What do y'all think?
well, what I think is one, that individual teacher is very passionate and I can appreciate him. I want to give him a round of applause first and foremost. Second of all, I think that due to the fact that COVID happened, I think what happened was they just started passing students. They didn't care. We got to a point where kids was coming in sniffling. Nobody wanted to get sick. It was a scare tactic. Everybody was paranoid. I think we still in that stage. I think we still in that stage where we letting people pass. Each year is a grade. It's 12 grades in a year. I mean, to graduate, right? Correct? From first to 12th. Kindergarten, that's 13. The process is you learn first grade stuff, then you learn second grade stuff, then you learn third grade. What happens is if you're left behind in the first grade and you didn't learn that stuff in the first grade, you're lacking. So by the time you get to the 12th grade, you did not learn nothing. The reason why that man was crying is because they were so far gone, there's no way he could go back that far and teach those kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you as a parent, you make sure your kids is doing their curriculum. You make sure that they're reading. You making sure they stay sharp. I quiz my kids occasionally. I ask them, hey, if I gave you this money, and I needed this back, because I realize kids don't even really know how to count money. And that's what I specialize in. I'm great at money. Only addition and multiplication. I don't know nothing about no subtraction and division. Only multiplication and
No,
addition.
you know division. You know division.
I'm just playing. I'm joking. I'm just talking about as far as money though. But I'm saying my kids, I need to make sure that they can count money, make sure they getting their funds, they getting their coins right, make sure they paying attention to the fine details and contracts when they signing off on stuff. I need to make sure that my kids is doing it. My son actually got in the car the other day, and I was so impressed. He had a book. It fucked me up a little bit because I'm like, damn, I be thinking my son being there on the game all day because I be hearing him yelling and cussing. I'm thinking he ain't on the game. He get in the car with the book. I thought he was trying to tell me something. I don't know what he was trying to tell me because he got emotional with me, and I was like, I wasn't ready to have that emotional talk. He caught me off guard because I wasn't prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to say shout out to Howard. I love you, son, and I appreciate your effort, and I'm glad that you working on getting sharp as you possibly can because this world is cold for sure.
Shay, you got something to say before we get up out here about this?
I think all of it is a dying art because of technology. They don't have to read no more. They have audiobooks. They have software that'll read it for them. You don't really got to count no more because everything is electronic, all on your debit card. In addition to COVID, like, and missing that block of time, you got to remember there were some kids who were not like getting any type of stimulation through that. If you can't spell, you can talk into your phone. If you have a test that you doing that shit at home or you got homework, you can take a picture of it and put it in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will tell you exactly what to write on the paper. All of this using your own brain is a dying art. Yeah, like I think that we have made life so easy that it's taken from what we consider the basics.
You know.
Well, Shay, wait, dude, hold on real quick. At this point, you gotta want to learn, because if you don't want to learn, you're not gonna learn. You're gonna always take the easy route.
Kids, want to learn. You don't. There will be probably some kids who will get out into the real world and be like, "Damn, I should have really paid attention to this in school," and then teach themselves on the back end. I feel like I'm doing that with math right now because I fucking hate math. But now I'm actually trying to learn like college math, not like
And it's gonna be easier because you want
yeah,
to learn.
because
But
I
that
want.
the
That's not
yes.
kids. They want to get on the game. They want to go fuck off with
I
their
was about to get
friends.
worse when GTA dropped, but I want to say this
You
before
don't
we
want to do nothing challenging. You don't want to do nothing that's too challenging
Yeah.
nowadays. You want to make everything easy. You want to make everything smooth, and that's the unfortunate thing about it. That's why you got to kind of build character. You got to challenge your kids. This is what I'm learning. This is what I missed. This I'm not saying I did this with my kids. I'm saying this is what I learned. Me and my old lady, we had a daycare, all kind of stuff, and we already knew about learning and with kids and teaching them. But I didn't realize how important it was just problem solving. You know the circle thing that you got to put the star shape in the star shape, the square and the square. Like
Yeah.
it's important that your kids have those kind of toys because you
Yeah.
want your kid to challenge themselves and be determined and be willing to learn and educate themselves. Because if they don't have that want to, which the want to learn, if they don't have that, they're gonna be sad and that man's gonna be crying for many years to come. We have to teach our kids that it's cool to be smart. It's cool to try to figure out things. It's cool to do research. It's cool to read.
yeah,
That's the
It
stuff we
wasn't
need to
our
teach our children.
it
take it.
wasn't cool to be smart for our generation. So a lot of us didn't really lean into school, and now we're raising kids, and we don't even know how to teach them how to lean into school
It's cool to
because
be
we didn't
smart,
do it.
but it is cool to be smart, and they need to start preaching
Yeah.
that. But before we get
Well,
out,
well, when you get older, you realize how much comprehension means, how much
Mhm.
mathematics mean, how much everybody say, "Oh, I ain't gonna need that in my life," but you do need that. You need that for
Yep.
everyday operations. You might have to tally up and do some math on some pallets that's coming in. You need that math. I ain't never understood why people said that. Like, I don't need this. You do need that. You need the square root. You
did,
need to be
did,
able to
did you guys
read. You need to
know?
be able to comprehend.
I want to say this before we get up out of here. Did y'all know that the Chinese government came out and said that and reported and said that if you run into any aliens, do not have conversations with them and contact the authorities. This is a real thing.
Oh shit! I thought aliens been here. I ain't gonna
No,
lie
but they
to you.
saying, but again, the point I'm trying to make is things are getting so weird to the point where they're saying they believe aliens is taking information. Say, for example, you talk to an alien like, well, we just had COVID 4 years ago, and then like COVID, and then they go to back to fucking wherever spaceship and take it back to their fucking community and then bring it back down to Earth. I'm just saying that, I sound crazy leaving on this note. Things are changing rapidly, and things are getting weird from the education to AI to the government just told in China just said, if you see an alien, don't talk to them, call the authorities.
Well, I think that they said that we made a deal with the aliens a long time ago, but the contract is up at this point. So I think at this point they saying
Okay,
that the aliens
bro,
is coming around.
we gotta get up out of here, man.
Okay. They said the aliens around here. They say it's 4 different of them, 4 different groups. It's interesting.
We'll talk
We're
about
gonna
that.
see.
We'll wrap with it. This is the smartest dumb people. Anthony, that dude Johnson brought to you. Y'all got something to say?
Drinking water, mind your business,
All right,
and
y'all.
do your squats so you can be naked on the internet and get teased. all
Yeah,
day.
we leave it on this note. Y'all have a good night.
Y'all be easy.
Hey, yo, what's up? Have you seen the Smartest Dumb People podcast?
You. Are you dumb?